Dave Landau, the third chair on Louder with Crowder. Is he third or second chair? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Steven Crowder's talk show. It's a conservative podcast. What?
Second, obviously. How do you not know that?
I can Google it and we can argue.
I'm kidding. I have no idea.
So for those of you that don't know what a second chair is basically Dave Landau basically had Mia's job on Steven Crowder's show. He would sit there, Crowder would talk to the audience, Landau would talk to him, right? So Crowder would give his whole spiel. He would talk about whatever the issues were, and Landau would chime in with witty little jokes or remarks, and sometimes he'd give his own take. Kind of like Mia does here, except he would pay attention, and he wouldn't sit there and play Candy Crush on his phone, and then chime in with a question that had he been listening 30 seconds prior, he would have known the answer to. I'm kidding, obviously. Obviously, I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
You're right. It's not Candy Crush. It's the Kardashian game. Excuse me. So, Dave Landau, I mean, he spilled the beans. And this is all alleged. We're not taking sides. I really don't care. This is more infighting and more distraction, so it's really not that big of a deal. But it should serve as a warning for people looking to get into the entertainment industry. Not everything is as it seems. Even when it's just a talk show, a normal guy talking to you, just like this show right here, what you see on camera does not always or hear on audio, I guess, does not always reflect the moods and feelings of the people you are listening to. So Dave Landau alleged that Steven Crowder he stole his agent, basically banned him from doing stand-up, which at the time was his primary source of income, asked him to move his ex-wife and child from Michigan to Texas. I've never heard of that in any job. I've never heard of that in any job. Unless it was like directly affecting your performance, which I used to listen to Crowder all the time. Landau was my favorite part of that show. He was in my opinion, he made the show. They were a great team. It was like Stockton and Malone, with the setups and the assists and everything. So I don't know what's going on there. They set up a policy, he said, where if you got sent home if you were tardy by more than 5 minutes. Listen. Okay. Listen. If you... Gunshot. Yeah, I know, right? They would send you home. I don't think they have policies like that at Amazon. Okay? If you hired a comic, they wanted him there 9 to 5, 7 to 5, just ridiculous. Then they wanted him to add because he would work Monday through Thursday. They wanted him to add a fifth date to do his own show on Friday, which sounds like a great deal. Hey, we're giving you your own show on our network, but they didn't want him to do it for any more money. So basically, you lose a day of doing stand-up on the road, and now you have to do an extra show for no more money. Sounds like a sweet deal. I mean, who wouldn't want to take a deal like that? Tardy, 5 minutes. Listen, you don't hire comedians and creative types to box them in like it's a 9 to 5 job. If you say, hey, show goes live at 10, just be here 20, 30 minutes before so we can hash over some things, make sure we got the topic straight. That for a show like that, he's not the host. He's the third chair. That's really all you need from him. This idea that this guy's got to be in there 3-4 hours early. They've got him doing busy work. It's just a little redundant. It almost felt like they were trying to. It's like when someone works for a company and they don't want to fire him because they don't want to give him unemployment, so they just make the job really, really, really suck. Like, yeah, you can stay, but you got to take a $15,000 pay cut. We're gonna switch your shifts. You're gonna work overnight now. We're going to give you all the horrible jobs. We're going to cut your hours. That kind of thing. That's the vibe I got from listening to him talk. My favorite part about this entire Dave Landau thing, though, my favorite part was he said that Crowder had a light, and he had a switch for it on his desk like Mr. Burns on The Simpsons. And every time Crowder would go on a rant, or he would end with a joke that he didn't want to get one-upped, he would press this button and flip this light on, and it was the Dave Shut Up light. And Landau was not allowed to talk while this light was on. Now, we have something similar on this show. I don't flip a light on for Mia. I was
going to say, I don't know what the big deal is, because you have that same thing for me.
No, I don't have a light. I have a spray bottle like a cat when it's jumping on the furniture. That's what we use here. I don't use a light. That's demeaning. Okay? Cut me some more slack than that. So whenever Crowder would go on a rant, he would flip this light switch on, and it was code for everyone else to shut up. Now, here's my thing. I understand a lot of the time in entertainment, the goal is that you want to have the host be the funniest one because he's the star. I understand the logic there. He's the face of your franchise. That's what you want. I'm going to tell you right now, I have comics on my show all the time. If they have the funniest joke, so be it. I'm not going to try to one-up them. Because if I had something funnier, I'm going to tell you right now, I would have led with that. So if they beat me, I'm not going to make a fool out of myself. I'm going to let them end the segment on a high note instead of me going out, with a flutter with some cringy little joke that doesn't land and everyone's like, oh, you just said that to say it. I don't care if I get beat on my own show. I'm here to put a funny, informative show on for you. An entertaining show that you might learn something from if you listen to. At least where you can agree with enough of what I'm saying. I don't care if Monty Scott comes on here and tells a funnier joke than me. It doesn't matter. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm not enthralled in this. Maybe I'm not entrenched deep enough to have that big of an ego yet. I don't know. Maybe that's just how it is. I'll call Tim up and see what he says. Watch, Tim's going to call me right after we post this episode, and he's going to be like, hey, no more of that. You have to have the funniest jokes on the show. You cannot get one-upped. Like if Mia says something, pull out the squirt bottle. She cannot one-up you. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.